Man, I take a week off and I feel like everything is different. Good morning, Fashion Theory. How are you doing? Oh, my allergies are driving me crazy. What do you feel like working on today? I'm leaning towards doing some back stretches because I feel like everybody needs that. Back sounds good. Hips too? Yeah, we can totally work on the hips too. I think that's another thing that most people could all use a little bit more of. I'm hoping the hot coffee will just like sear out the allergy issues. I think I forgot to take my allergy meds yesterday. It's bad. It's bad, bad. Bad, bad, bad. I feel like my nose is running off my face. So annoying. We're gonna get started in another minute or two. Give people a chance to log in, get set up, all that jazz. Taking a week off was weird. Oh man, it was nice though, like getting to go spend some time up at our new trailer up in the Adirondacks. It was good to get a weekend away. But because the extent of the Wi-Fi extends outside of the trailer, next time we go up, I am planning to stream from there. So there'll be like a woodsy background and stuff. I was actually hoping to get started a little bit sooner so that people could jump on and chat and drink coffee and stay for yoga if they wanted to, but getting set up and issues and things and stuff and you know how it goes. If you have blocks handy, you might grab those just in case. I'm thinking we might use them for a stretch or two, or 3 or 4. I don't know. I never plan ahead. I have a loose plan, but nothing set. You know. Chaotic yoga teacher. Yes. All right. Well, I guess we'll get started. Ugh. start out, take a second, just begin to become present in this space, in this moment. In a comfortable seated position, sitting up nice and tall, lengthening through the crown of the head. You can relax the shoulders down the back, resting the hands on the knees. Maybe your eyes are closed, maybe they're open, just staring off in the middle distance. Whatever's comfortable for you. You're lengthening up from the base of your spine all the way out through the top of your head. Let's take a deep breath in together. Big breath out. Again, in through the nose if you can. Out through the mouth. Relaxing the shoulders down a little more. One more time like that. Inhale. Big noisy breath out. Settling yourself into the space and the mindset for a good stretchy yoga class. Alright, let's take a second and just tilt over towards the left a little bit, keeping the right sit bone planted. You might feel a stretch down low, you might be rounding from the upper back. Just a little tilt over, make sure the right shoulder is relaxing down. You can even bring the hands next to you if you want to. Come back up to center and let's tilt to the right. Just feeling where your edge is, where your threshold is. Maybe it feels different on this side. Left hip is still planted into the floor, curving over, and come back up. Let's go back over to the left and back up. Just a nice dynamic stretch. Right and up, don't fall over. Left and up. One more, right and up. Gentle twist, right hand behind, left hand across, lengthen, and start the twist from the base of the spine, looking over the right shoulder. And slowly back to center. Gentle twist, other side, left hand behind, right hand to the knee. Starting the twist down low, letting it round all the way up to the base of the skull. Back to center. Whew. Trying not to sneeze in a twist. Oh, allergies, I hate you. Goodness gracious. We've had a lot of rain over here over the last few days, so all the plants are very happy. God. Whew. Alright, so which leg is in front or on top? We're going to take that twist back to the left. Left hand behind, right hand across. Maybe notice how it might be a little different. And back to center. Right hand behind, left hand across, lengthen, twist. I'm back to center. And just take a second, move around a little bit, loosey-goosey. Feeling the movement in the spine, in the shoulders, everything. Alright, working on the hips. Let's take the bottom of the feet together. Sit up nice and tall. Hands can rest on the ankles or they can come slightly behind you for a little bit of support. And I want you to think about pressing the sit bones down into the floor and using the strength of the hips to press the knees down. You're going to feel an engagement here in the inner thigh, inside the hip. I want you to press the knees down as low as they can go using only the strength of your hips, no external force. I don't want you to push on them with your hands. And then relax that, shake it out a little bit. Now I want you to lift the knees up as high as you can using the strength of the hips. Hands can be behind you or they can be on your ankles. Holding here for a second. You're going to feel that more on the top of your thighs and in that matching part in your hips. And then relax it down. You can shake it out a little bit. Now we're going to take this butterfly pose. We're going to give it a little flap. So we're going to lift up and press down. Now you're not just relaxing down, you're actively pushing down. Lift up and press down. Lift up and press down. It's important when you're trying to open the hips up and down that you strengthen the hips, because your body's not going to want to go. You just keep lifting and lowering at your own pace. Your body's not going to want to go somewhere it doesn't have the strength to maintain safely. One more. Lift up and bring it down. Whew, shake it out. If you got a little bit crampy in the hips there, you can straighten out the legs, give them a little shake, little windshield wiper back and forth. And then let's bring the feet back in together. See if you can slide the heels in just a little bit tighter here. Let's inhale, lift through the heart. Let the eyes go up. The head's going to go back, but it's not just dropping back. I want you to use strength. And then exhale, round the spine, tucking in on yourself. Inhale, roll it forward, lifting up. Exhale, you're going to rock it back just a little bit. Inhale, up we go. And exhale. Inhale, lengthen straight up. Sit as tall as you can and try to keep that length as you hinge forward from the hips. Now here you're going to start to feel the stretch probably on the back edge of your hips, maybe towards your glutes. That's where we're aiming for. Bringing the chest forward and down as far as is comfortable for you. You can bring your hands forward onto the floor for a little bit of support. Even if you're up here, if this is the range of your stretch, that's fine. Hands can come forward. You can always let yourself soften into it a little bit more with each breath. Then maybe you press the palms down into the floor, almost like you're trying to pull yourself forward. You're dragging the hands back towards you. Now, if you notice that your sit bones start lifting up off the floor back behind you, I want you to dial it down just a little bit. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Now let's walk both hands over towards the right. We're going to keep the chest pointing vaguely towards the floor. Walking the hands over as far as you can. Now, keeping the chest pointing down, this is going to get up into the edge of the lower back a little bit. And then slowly walk the hands back through center and over towards the left, keeping the chest pointing vaguely down. And then slowly back to center. Now from here you can round. Round the spine, up through the neck, the top of the head, point towards the floor. Even if you're up here, I'm hyper flexible. That's just who I am. That's how my body is structured. So even if you're not as low as I am towards the floor, that's perfectly okay. I want you to work within your space. Nice deep breaths. Now, in this rounded, in this more relaxed position, can you find that same lift and lower engagement of the knees? Lift and lower. Don't go so far that you cause a cramp. Lift and lower. You can move small, you can move slow, you can just stay still. It's up to you. Lift and lower. One more. Lift and lower. Let's walk the hands in. Come on up. Now, hang out here for a second. I have to grab another tissue. I'm so sorry. Ugh. Allergies. Why? Goodness gracious me. So not cool. Okay. Alright, so we're still here in this butterfly position. We've just walked up. Now I want you to take the right hand and walk it out. Now we're going to find a little tilt here, working the ribs towards your right thigh. When you're tilting over, I want you to really think about keeping the sit bone connected down, keeping the knee pushing down so that you really stretch through the side body. So one of the things about a tight back is that tightness, that tension comes all the way around because everything's connected. Now, if you feel all right here, doing okay, you can take the left arm up and over, but try to keep the bicep next to the ear and not down in front of the face. And drawing the thumb towards the space behind you, you can even look up towards the ceiling. Big side body stretch. Guide yourself back up with the arm. Whew. Let's walk the left hand out. Keeping the right sit bone planted down, keeping the right knee pushing down, nice and strong, finding that stretch. Now it might not match the other side. It might be a little bit different on this side. That's okay. Once you've got that stretch, we'll reach the right arm up, keep it next to the ear, draw the thumb back, eyes can go up. It's a deep side body stretch. And guide yourself up by lifting the arm. Woo, good. All right, slightly deeper twist here. Right hand comes behind, left hand across. Now I want you to experiment in your twist with squeezing your core muscles and relaxing them. So you're engaging, pulling the core in, and then relax into the twist a little more. Let's do that one more time. Squeeze and relax. Slowly back to center. Left hand behind, right hand across. We twist. Lengthen. Squeeze through the core muscles and relax. Squeeze and relax. One more time. Squeeze and relax. Work it back to center. All right, I'm going to turn to the side. And we're going to do a little bit of a massage for the lower back before we do more on the hips. So, make sure you have a little bit of space around you. As long as you've got some space on either end of your mat, you're doing all right. So we're going to walk the feet in, grab the backs of the knees. Now, most of the time, you want to be sitting up as tall as you can here. But here, I want you to really pull the belly in and knit the ribs together and give yourself just a little bit of a rounding. Because we're going to rock back and come back up to sit. Just letting the spine roll across the floor if it feels okay to you. If this is not comfortable for you or if there is pain, don't do it. But it's kind of fun, so give it a try. So we're going to just rock back and come back up. Back up to sit. That's all. Rock back, tuck the chin, and come back up. Now you might not go all the way up to the shoulders. That's okay. Rock back and come back up. Let's do that one more time. Rock back and come back up. Whew. All right. Got some crunchies out there. So now getting back into the hips, let's take the right ankle and cross it over your left knee. Hands will come behind you and give yourself some support. You can be up on the fingertips or you can be down on the hands. Doesn't matter where your hands are because we're not actually wanting to put too much weight in them. So if your hands feel better turned out, you can do that. Turned back, turned forward, wherever works for you. So find that little flap flap with just the right knee, lift and lower, nice and strong. And then maybe walk the left foot in a little bit more. If this is super uncomfortable for you, you can dial it down, walk the left foot back out, or you can straighten the leg and lean forward over it. This is going to change the stretch, so if you can, try to stay as true to this as possible. Now if you feel all right here, you can try walking the leg in just a little bit more, and then maybe taking the left knee side to side. If this doesn't feel good, just hang out in stillness. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. And come back to center. We'll walk the left foot out to uncross the right leg. You can shake it out for a second, give it a little shake, little windshield wiper back and forth. And then bend both knees again, crossing the left leg over the right. You can hang out here, lifting and lowering the knee a little. You can slide the right foot in deeper. Just make sure as you slide that foot in that you don't hunch down, because you're not actually getting a deeper stretch if you lean back as much as you're sliding the foot in. And you can take the right leg side to side to side to side. And come back to center. Let's walk the right foot out, uncross, give it a shake, give it a little windshield wiper. Both legs are extended. Let's flex the toes back towards the face. Sitting up nice and tall if you can. Now, if this is a struggle, if this is hard because you have tight hamstrings or super tight hips, you can put a little bend in the knees. It's all good. All we're going to do is lengthen and start to walk the hands forward. Now, if you can't move anywhere with the feet flexed, it's okay. Go ahead and relax them so you can get a little bit of stretch here. You can always walk yourself forward some with relaxed feet and then flex them. See how fun that is. Now, whether you can reach your feet or not does not matter. I want you to work within your range, within your stretch. Now, notice here how I'm trying to come forward with the heart. So we're moving from the hips and lengthening everything forward instead of just rounding down into it. You're not going to really get a stretch here. So we want to think about coming forward from the hips before we start rounding through the spine. And you can always point the toes or relax the feet, sink into a slightly deeper stretch, and then flex the feet and see how that changes it up. Nice deep breath. One more inhale here. And exhale. Good. Lock it in. And let's spin the legs around. Coming up onto the knees. I don't know if you guys heard that. That was my knee that just popped. It's great. Let's take the knees wide. Sit the hips back. Find a child's pose. I just want you to hang out here. Forehead can relax down. Arms are soft. Palms are pressing into the floor. And deep breath in. And deep breath out. Now, when you take your knees wide in child's pose, your chest is relaxing towards the floor and you're getting a little bit of a stretch on the front of the body. It's the opposite when you keep the knees together. Alright, now we're going to take the hands and try to bring the palms together. From here, if you need to, scoot your elbows in and just bend your elbows so that the thumbs work towards your back. I'm getting a little stretch through the triceps, maybe down into the side of the body, depending on how tight you are. And deep breath in, and deep breath out. One more. Big breath. You can release the hands down. Bring yourself back up to a tabletop position. All right, let's work the spine a little bit more. I'm going to take a deep breath in, draw the heart forward, lift the sit bones up, cow. And then exhale, round the spine up towards the ceiling, cat. Inhale, sliding smoothly. Exhale, make sure your arms are not locked. Again, inhale. Exhale. Last time, inhale. Exhale. Come back to a neutral position in your tabletop. And we're going to take the hips side to side. So just a little back and forth here. And then I want you to think about taking your shoulder to meet your hip as you slide side to side. So left shoulder to left hip, right shoulder to right hip. You'll notice this articulates the spine just a little bit more. One more time. Come back to center. All right, from here, you can just press into the palms a little bit and step the feet forward so that you can lift up into a forward fold. Now, I'm not standing all the way up here because if you look, there's not enough space. It's one of the problems with these streams is I can't stand up because it cuts off everything. So, coming into your forward fold, the feet can be about hip-width distance apart or two of your fists. They can be closer, but we want to be stable here. Go ahead and grab your blocks if you've got them handy, just to make it a little easier to reach the floor. Now, if your back is super tight, you can always come up onto a taller edge of your blocks. All right. Soften your knees and relax the ribs onto the thighs. Let your head hang forward. You can find a very gentle sway side to side. You can reach for opposite elbows if you feel really well balanced here. Side to side to side to side. Trying to actively relax through the spine. Coming back to center. Now, depending on your back, you might be feeling an opening and stretching sensation in about the mid-back or even in the upper back. So, ladies, possibly where your bra strap hits you, that might be where you're feeling some of this lengthening. If you are feeling it even lower, you have a couple of options if that does not feel good. You can try bending the knees a little bit more, or you can try lifting yourself up a little bit. All right, so relaxing into the stretch here. Just let the head hang heavy. Nice deep breaths. And I want you to think about a waterfall starting at your hips, coming across your entire back and down over your head. If you're able, you can straighten the legs a little bit more. If that doesn't feel great, keep them soft. Pull your belly in and lengthen the top of the head towards the floor just a little bit more. One more big breath in. Big breath out. We're going to relax the hamstrings a little bit. So bend the knees nice and deep. Eyes look forward. Fingertips can be on blocks or the floor. And then exhale, work to straighten the legs a little bit. Inhale, bend nice and deep, looking forward. It's not quite a halfway lift. It's not quite a chair pose. And straighten. One more time. Bend. And straighten. All right, relaxing back into your forward fold. If you want, you do not have to go this far, but if you want, you can take the hands, try to interlace the fingers at your lower back. Head is reaching for the floor, hips are reaching for the ceiling, and then maybe press the fist out away from you, letting gravity stretch through the shoulders, drawing the nose towards the knees a little bit more. Notice here, if you've pressed the hands away from you, if the weight is starting to shift forward into the toes, can you bring it back towards the heels? Belly draws in, deep breath in, deep breath out. And then slowly bring the hands back to the lower back, release them down to the floor, and very gently step yourself back down onto the knees. You can keep the knees together or take them wide. Sit the hips back, child's pose. Hands reach forward. Forehead comes down to the floor. If your knees are together, you can take the fingers and reach them back for the heels, letting the shoulders round forward, just relaxing, softening, taking a rest, taking a break. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Again, deep breath in, deep breath out. Slowly work your way up to sit. Whew. Oh man. Can wiggle around, see how it feels. Loosey-goosey. Alright, how are we doing? Pretty good? Grab a drink if you like. Okay, from here, let's come up onto the knees. Take the right foot and step it forward, and then scooch it forward so that your foot is out in front of your knee. Because we want to work the hands, you can come down to blocks, you can come down to the floor, just depending on how you're feeling today. Yay, thumbs up. Drawing the hips forward and down. Finding a nice big stretch on the front of the left hip. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Dripping nose. Oh my God. Take a big breath in and shift the hips back, releasing the stretch. Exhale, draw the hips forward, lift the heart, maybe the eyes go forward. Again, shift it back as you inhale. Shift it forward as you exhale. Let's do that again, one more time. Back and forward. Inhale, bring it all the way back. You can walk the hands, maybe walk the blocks back with you. Lift the right toes up off the floor, big stretch on the hamstring. Inhale, lengthen through the spine and try to fold over the leg as much as you can. Hips are going back in space, not down towards the floor. You can keep the right foot relaxed or flex the toes back toward you for a deeper stretch. And then let's take it forward, hands to blocks, tuck the back toes, lift the knee up, and take a little hopping step. Bring that foot in, and turn the heel down. So your back toes are turned out slightly, your front toes are pointing straight forward, and you can inhale, lengthen up, exhale, fold over the leg. I don't want your front knee locked though, so if you're just hanging out in a locked position, let's just put a little bend in it. You're trying to draw the left hip forward and down, right hip up and back as you fold over the front leg. Use those blocks as you need to. You can lift up and soften into the stretch. Big breath in. Big breath out. One more breath. Inhale. Exhale. Come back up onto the ball of your back foot. You can hop it back a little bit and lower it down to the floor. Untuck the toes and slide the right leg back. Sit the hips back, child's pose. Deep breath in. And deep breath out. Walk the hands in. Come up onto the knees. Step the left foot forward, ooch and scooch until it's out in front of you. And then we come forward and down, grabbing your blocks if you need to. Ooh. Big stretch on the front of the right hip. Might feel different than on the other side. That's okay. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. And then inhale, let's release the stretch back. Exhale, bring it forward. Inhale, bring it back. Exhale, forward. You're softening into the stretch, not forcing into it. Again, inhale, bring it back. Exhale, forward. Let's take it all the way back. Walk the hands, walk the blocks back with you if you need to. Left toes lift up. Inhale, we lengthen. Exhale, we fold. Hips are reaching back in space. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Relax the left foot if you need to. Trying to create length and fold over the leg. One more. All right, let's bring it forward. Hands can come to the blocks or stay on the floor. Tuck the back toes, lift the knee up. Take a little bitty hop in. And then bring the right heel down. Toes are turned out slightly. Soft bend in the front knee so it's not locked. Inhale and lengthen up. Exhale, fold over the leg. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Again, inhale. Exhale. Come back onto the ball of the back foot. Hop it back just a little bit. Let's lower the knee down to the floor. Untuck the toes. Slide the left knee back. Sit the hips back. Child's pose. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Again, deep breath in. And out. Walk the hands in. Sitting back onto the heels. Take a big inhale. Big exhale. Just sitting back on the heels for a second. I'm going to take a second, take a few deep breaths. Inhale, let's reach the arms all the way up. Thumbs draw back in space. And then exhale, draw the elbows down and back. Cactus arms, lift through the heart. Eyes can go up. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, cactus arms, open the chest wide. Inhale, reach up. Exhale. Inhale, up. Exhale. Float the arms down. Shake it out a little bit. Move it around loosey-goosey. Whew. Sometimes that chest opening, man. Ugh. It hurts so good. All right, from where you are, we're going to bring the hands forward, back into that tabletop position. Let's give the shoulders a little bit of a stretch. So from your tabletop position, let's take the right arm, reach it all the way up, stretch up, find a little twist here. And then as you exhale, we swoop the arm between the hand and the knee and down to the shoulder cap. If you need to, throw a block under your shoulder, under your head. And hanging out here. If this is too much, if this is too intense, you can sit up and gently draw the arm across to get the same kind of stretch, just not quite as deep. It's up to you. And deep breath in. Deep breath out. If you want, you can slide your left hand out overhead, challenging your balance a little bit as you find a deeper twist. And slowly slide the left hand in. Press back up into your tabletop position. We'll switch sides. Take the left arm, stretch it all the way up, reach, and then thread the needle underneath. Down we go. Sitting up and doing your other side if you need to. Whatever you did on the other side, just try to match that here. Maybe sliding the right arm out, finding a deeper twist. And we'll slide the right hand back in, press into it, lifting up, tabletop position, and walk the hands back, sit back onto the heels. You can stay sitting on the heels, or you can come to a comfortable seat. It's up to you. We're going to do a little bit more with the shoulders and the chest. So I want you to bring the hands together at the heart for prayer pose. Press all 10 fingertips into one another. Press the entire palms together, trying to create as much pressure there as you can. As you lift the hands up, I want you to bring your elbows towards one another. Now, if you can't make a connection here, you can use a block, you can use a book, you can use pretty much anything that has just a little bit of width to it, and just place that between your elbows so you've got that connection. It's up to you. So pressing the palms together, lifting the hands up, push the elbows in towards one another. I want you to keep the connection of the elbows pushing into each other as you lift up and bring it down. Lift up and bring it down. Spine is long. Chin is up off the chest. Lift and lower. And keep that going. Lift and lower. If you're starting to shake, that's fine. Make sure you're not arching to try and get the arms up. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. Up the top. It sucks so bad. One more time. Lift and lower. Let the elbows separate. You can reach it out. Big breath in. Big breath out. I know those are so fun, right? Shake it out. You can roll the shoulders forward and back. Let's take a deep breath in, reach the arms out nice and wide, and then we'll cross the right arm underneath, left arm on top, cross at the elbows, bend. Try to press the backs of the hands towards one another. If you've got it, you can take the bottom hand and try to bring the fingertips to the palm. You're not trying to match the hands here, and you're not grabbing your thumb. Do not grab your thumb. Fingertips to the palm. If you can't get there, just press the backs of the hands towards each other. You're still getting a lot of great work there. Draw the elbows down towards the belly, lengthening through the crown of the head. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Now that same lift that we just did, I want you to try to bring the elbows up in line with the shoulders. Press the hands away from the face. And then slowly relax it down and unwind. Reach it. Switch which sides on bottom. Cross the left elbow underneath, trying to get the backs of the hands towards one another or fingers to the palms. Do not grab your thumb. I cannot say that enough. Elbows draw down. Chest is lifted, chin is level. And then slowly lift the elbows up. Try to get them in line with the shoulders as you press the hands away from the face. Relax it down, release, bring it out wide, stretch. Relax. Beautiful. Walk the hands forward, come back into your tabletop position. Now let's walk ourselves towards the back of the mat. The toes should be right there towards the back. And then walk your hands forward a little bit. I'm going to slide the right knee up towards the right wrist. Heel comes underneath the left hip. You can use your back toes to scoot yourself down into a pigeon pose. Now in your pigeon pose, your hips are level, hips are even. We're not sitting over to one side. If you need less of a stretch, take your front foot and bring it back towards the midline of the body. If you want more of a stretch here, if you feel like you can go deeper, take the top foot, bring it more towards your left wrist. Settling down into the pigeon pose. Think about coming up and forward over the leg. Hands can come down to the floor, or the elbows can come onto blocks. It's totally up to you how far or how not far you go into this pose. And deep breath in. Deep breath out. Nice big breaths. Notice here if you are holding tension anywhere in the body. Oftentimes people will hold it in their feet and then they start to get foot cramps, so don't do that. Or you might notice that you're holding tension in your right hip, trying to keep from sinking down deeper. If that's the case, you can always take a block and place it under the right hip to allow yourself to rest on. You can also scoot the right foot towards the midline of the body more to help relax that stretch. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Let's try bending up the back knee. You're going to notice this is a deeper stretch on the hip, on the quad, and your hamstring might grumble at you a little bit if you're squeezing the heel in, so be careful there. We don't want to overdo it, but you can draw the heel in towards the glute. Just feel that stretch. And deep breaths. If you're feeling okay here, you want to try, you can reach the right hand back. See if you can find a connection of the fingertips to the heel, or maybe get a hold of the foot. Maybe. Do not force it. Don't pull the leg in farther than it wants to go. You can cause a cramp, a Charlie horse in the back of the leg. Deep breath in. Deep breath out, and try to relax that tension that you've just added to the body as you're trying to reach back for your foot. Press the left elbow into the floor so you're not sinking into the shoulder. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Oof. Slowly let the foot go down to the floor. Whew. And then let's press up to the palms. Lifting the heart for proud pigeon. You can start to walk the hands back, lifting up a little bit higher, maybe finding a little arch, maybe keeping the hands forward. Maybe that's where you are today. It's all good. Let's bring the weight forward onto the palms, tuck the back toes, inchworm your way in a little bit. Now here you can either just kind of slide your right leg back, or you can press into your left toes, lift the knee off the floor, press and step back to switch. You can always switch through a tabletop position as well. So sliding the left knee up towards the right wrist and slowly scooching yourself back. Hips are level, hips are even. We're not over to one side. This isn't going to do anything for you. As you feel ready, coming forward onto the elbows, sinking down into the stretch safely. Nice deep breaths. Let's try picking up the back leg, drawing the heel in, stretching through the quad, stretching through the hip. not causing a cramp on your hamstring. It's okay if it's talking to you some, but don't push it too far. Deep breaths. So humid, I am sticking to my mat horribly. And if you did on the other side, you can try reaching back, see if you can connect fingertips to heel. This is a really good starting point. Or maybe getting a hold of the foot. Ooh, that's a deeper stretch. Pressing the right elbow down into the floor so you're not sinking into the shoulder. Everything is strong and lifted. And trying to relax the tension. Must slowly release the foot down to the floor, pressing into the palms. We lift up, proud pigeon. And slowly bring it forward. Pressing into the palms, you can tuck the toes, scoot yourself in a bit, or even lift the knee and step it back. Lower the knees down for a tabletop position, and let's find child's pose again. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Lift up, swing the legs around. We're gonna lie back. First, let's hug the knees into the chest. Just squeeze them in nice and tight, and think about reaching your sit bones along the floor towards the wall. So if when you hug your knees in, your butt starts to curl up towards the ceiling, see if you can actively flatten through the lower back. And lengthen it out. You can find a gentle side to side rock if that feels good. And come back to center, back to stillness. Let's take the knees wide, reach up, grab the outside edges of the feet, kick your heels up towards the sky, and just a happy baby stretch here real quick. So draw the knees down towards the floor. Deep breath in. Deep breath out, reaching out through the sit bones just like we did a moment ago. And then take the bottom of the feet together. Butterfly stretch on your back. This is a tipsy butterfly. You can draw the feet in towards you. Maybe finding some of that movement with the hips, just like we did sitting up at the start of class. You can draw the feet in, find a deeper stretch, and then slowly release them down to the floor. Slightly different spine twist here. We're going to take the right leg, cross it over the left. See if you can tuck the toes behind the calf. If not, that's perfectly fine. And then slowly lower the legs over to the left. Try not to knock over your coffee. You can reach the arms out wide. This is an eagle spine twist. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Again, deep breath in. And out. Slowly bring it back to center. Switch sides. Take the left leg up and over the right. Maybe trying to tuck the toes, maybe not. And slowly lower both legs over to the right. Arms can reach wide, softening down into the floor. Nice deep breaths in the twist. Slowly bring the legs back up to center, unwind, set the feet down on the floor. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Maybe you rock the hips side to side or tilt the pelvis forward and back if that feels good. Let's take the right knee up into the chest, grabbing onto it. Take the left leg long, reach it out along the floor, relaxing down. Big breath in, big breath out. And then draw the left knee up into the chest, switching the hands over. Reach the right leg long. Big breath in. Big breath out. Pull the right knee back up into the chest. Take one hand to each knee and let's draw a circle. So you can go both in the same direction, clockwise, a couple of times. And then anti-clockwise a couple of times. You can take your knees in opposite circles. Just working through the hips. We just did a lot on the hips. Reverse it. And then cross the ankles. Give yourself a rock and roll up to sit. Coming up, comfortable seated position. Sitting up nice and tall. Gonna move around a little bit, see how it feels, see how it's changed just since the start of class. We'll take 3 deep breaths together to close out the class today. Sitting up nice and tall, hands can rest on the knees. We'll take a deep breath in, deep breath out. Again, deep breath in, deep breath out. One last breath together. Inhale, circle sweep the arms all the way up. Palms can touch overhead. Draw the hands down to the heart. Thank you so much for joining me today. The light in me honors and acknowledges the light in you. Namaste. How do you feel? How are your hips? How are your backs? Whew, man. That was good. So as I said at the start of class, going forward, I will actually be able to stream from our campsite up in the Adirondacks. So we'll have some lovely foresty backgrounds for some classes coming up here. We plan on spending quite a bit of time up there this summer, so you'll get to see it a bit. Might even be able to do yoga down at the lake. Another announcement, my Patreon has changed to reflect Fit Strong Fairy Mom, and it's going to be not just yoga anymore, but lots of other little bits and pieces about my life and projects and things. So if you have any interest in supporting me in my creative endeavors and just existing, you can become a patron over on Patreon at Fit Strong Fairy Mom. I have not yet changed the link here on Twitch. I will do that right after I end the stream, and you can always message me for a link if you need to. If you enjoyed today's class and you would like to support me financially, you can use my virtual tip jar, which is a PayPal link. Everything feels a bit better, a little wibbly, but better. Good. I'm glad it feels better. Fashion Theory, thank you so much for joining me. I love you. And honestly, one of the best ways you can support me is by sharing this channel, sharing my Facebook page, sharing my Patreon, sharing. Go share a video off of my YouTube channel. All of these classes get archived onto my YouTube. So that is one of the very best ways that you can support me in yoga and always. Fashion Theory, thank you for a great class as always. You are so very welcome. Yeah, I think that's it. That's all I got. If you want more yoga, check out my YouTube channel, and you can also get some of the much older from Facebook Live archived classes over on my Facebook page, Facebook The Mindful Spoon Yoga. And yeah, lots and lots of free yoga for you guys, so have at you. Other than that, have a great rest of your weekends. Have a great rest of your day. Have a great rest of your life. And I will see you next time. Bye.